What's you back again with another video. In today's video, man, I I am just so blown away by Guerrilla Studios. They have been just fantastic at the Horizon series. Um, I thought Zero Dawn was great when I was on PlayStation 4, but I wasn't really super huge into it. I didn't buy the DLC or anything for it because I wasn't like It was amazing, but I wasn't like I wasn't digging it. It was more of a game that I just really enjoyed to play. Kind of like Red Dead 2 was for me. Like I didn't personally think it was fantastic. I didn't. There were some things I didn't like about it. Um, but then when I got my PS5, I played Forbidden West, and I just fell in love with the characters, the story, the background, the music, the atmosphere, the gameplay. There were some issues I had, and I still have, even with this DLC. The climbing's a little fidgety sometimes, but I get it because it's hard for games to get like climbing right. I mean, Assassin's Creed's all about climbing and stuff, and they even struggle to get it correctly. So I don't really hold that too well against the game. Um, by the way, some spoilers ahead. This is going to be I'm going to talk about the story arc and all that type of stuff, and you're going to be seeing the boss battle in the background right now. So just FYI, there is spoilers, but I don't really know how much you guys actually play Forbidden West and are purchasing the DLC, so that's why I figured I show you guys the boss battle. Main story for the DLC is really not that long. It's maybe about 5 hours or so. I did two separate streams, a 2 hour stream last time when it launched, and about 3 hours and some minutes today. I did a lot of fast traveling. Um, but yeah, it was fantastic, man. And I just truly, I don't have the words to describe the love I have for this game and this franchise that's forming, the Horizon series. I haven't felt this type of enjoyment and passion for a video game since, like playing COD, when I was younger, and even up to like recent years with World War II and Advanced Warfare and Infinite Warfare. That passion, that drive that is like I don't want to stop playing. And this is the first game I've ever platinumed on next generation, including PS4. I never platinum games past beyond PlayStation 3. I just never thought it was worth the grind, and this game makes me want to keep doing that. Like this DLC, I have intentions to grind every single trophy out and get 100% for the trophy. And I've even been thinking about doing New Game Plus. If you guys want to see me do New Game Plus for Horizon Forbidden West, the main game, let me know. I don't quite know if I want to do it like yet. I'm still deciding because I think it locks everything, which means I would have to unlock all like the cauldrons again. So I don't know how I feel about it. I'm not really a big fan of New Game Pluses on any game really that are out. But if that is something you guys want, if I get enough support and people actually want to see it, then I'll do it. Maybe I'll stream it or something. And the main game's not that long. It's more of just exploring the world is the longest part. With that being said, I've made videos in the past on for Forbidden West, and I don't think I've ever been able to find the words to describe it. But this DLC's kind of given me some words, and I think if I would describe it in one word, I would just say this game is fucking perfect. And I mean that is literally perfect. Like this is as best as it gets. Like the story has some moments that kind of make you kind of smirk a little bit. But I think that's kind of like no matter what you do in life. I mean, via movies, books, games, art, whatever it may be, right? Political statements. There's always going to be waiting of wording it that's going to bother some people. But I think this game, it did it in a way that maybe it's because I understand the story, and I connect with it a little better. I understand what they're going for. But I just feel like this game handled their story arc very well. And obviously, guys, I wanted to also say in this video, I wanted, before I forgot, can I, if I can get comments like Rip Lance Redrick or anything like that, it'd be awesome. He sadly passed away to cancer, I think it was last month. And he is Silence from Forbidden West. He also plays the one guy from John Wick's. And I don't really know how they're going to do his character arc. They kind of gave it away in the end. I feel like they added that I feel like they added that after he had died, which was in the last few weeks, because like the way they ended it seemed like they were trying to just kind of give an idea of how they're going to do it in the next game, because we know we're getting another Horizon game, at least one more. I don't know their plans for beyond that, but we know there's at least one more, because we know we have at least a reason to fight Nemesis. We need another game to take care of Nemesis, which is obviously, if you played the game, the ultra boss that's coming in the near future. And I can't help but feel like they're probably going to either kill him off next game or have him on an adventure, and where he just kind of, they can use a voice changer and kind of like send you coded messages or voice calls or something that explains what's going on, or he talks to the other characters and the characters talk to you. I feel like that's how they're going to go down that route, because he's talking about going to the different countries and different continents and doing different things, and he kind of discusses that in the end of the game, the last final epilogue mission. But with that being said, let's go over some things, Burning Shores, from somebody who's only played the main missions, who hasn't really done any side quests, who hasn't really explored that well. First off, the atmosphere, the scenery, for being Los Angeles, but being a volcanic eruption looking style, it's fucking awesome. They've added some new machines. We got to use a little bit in the main story. For the DLC, we got to use. Also, don't mind me missing all my shots here, boys. I was tripping out. But we got to do like Pelican Bird. That was really cool. We got to like dive underwater and all that type of cool shit. And it's a little bit quicker than the Sunwing, I believe, which is gonna be nice for traveling. And I will say that the climbing, there is like some stuff I don't like with the climbing. Like I feel like they kind of go overboard sometimes. Like a lot of things are on giant towers, climb up the towers. But obviously, if you have a Sunwing or something, you can just fly to the top and pretty much cancel all that out. New weapons. There's a bunch of new skins for new weapons, new bows, all types of stuff, like new character skins. And I'm really excited to really get in depth with that. I'm probably going to get a bunch of gear sets and basically go crazy on the gear sets. New collectibles, all types of new things. I mean, there's videos out there that go way more in depth than I am, but I kind of just want to go over the gist of everything. I think water's more heavier on this DLC than the main game. The main game has some areas where water's kind of crucial, but not as much as this game. A lot of missions in the story revolve around swimming, going deep down, doing and all that type of stuff, especially with the bird. I mean, one of the missions to get to the boss battle, you have to like use the bird and go underwater and stuff. So, that's pretty cool, I guess. I'm not really a huge fan of swimming in games. I think video games that do swimming oftentimes don't do it correctly. And I don't think this game has that issue. I think they did swimming pretty okay. I think they might have toned down the water machines that stay underwater. I don't think they see you as easily. At least for how I did the main story, I didn't have really any issues with the underwater bosses. Like on the mainland, they can get frustrating. Like they spot you from like fucking 200 meters away. As for the story, you're basically hunting down a guy named Walter Londra. I think that's how you pronounce his name. And he's basically like the last Zenith. So if you know the main story, then you know we killed 12 Zeniths. At least 11. I think the other one died of other reasons. And when they came from the Odyssey, which was their spaceship from space, I guess something happened with him, and he got separated from the rest of them. And he basically came to LA instead of the mainland that we were on. And he's been basically trying to escape Earth because of Nemesis. And we just happened to come and stop him. He awakens a Horus, which you're seeing right now, which is basically like this Titan, is what it basically is. And it's That's the first time ones came to life, and this is actually fun fact. The reason why the DLC's only on PS5. They said they were trying not to give it away, but they were talking about one single fight was the reason that they had to make it on PS5 only because of the hardware. I'm assuming it's this horse fight. This horse fight was actually insane. But with that being said, yeah, it was. We're coming to you awaken to Horus. You have to go fight it and all that kind of cool stuff. And then afterwards, obviously, you beat him, you kill him, you take his knowledge, all that cool stuff, just like the other Zeniths. Got a really cool new weapon. I don't know if I'll have it in this gameplay. I should have it in the gameplay a little bit somewhere in here. It's basically like a gun, kind of. It's like a shoulder cannon, like repeating shoulder cannon type of gun shits. But one thing I thought was really cool and I really enjoyed about the story is they finally discussed Aloy's romantical side, which is kind of odd because I'm obviously a guy and I play shooter games and I might not seem like it, but I love when games do romance in a correct way, you know. Because I think it shows good writing skills. Because it's hard to get romance correct in video games and even in movies a lot of times, in TV shows and in real life, depending on the person. But I think it shows good writing capabilities. And obviously the writers understand Aloy's character and her struggles because she didn't jump into like this crazy romantic relationship. She kind of like had a moment at the end of the game where her and Seika, had a moment. They kissed, and then they understood each other, and they understood where everyone's coming from, and they were able to understand their romance, but put it to the side, and not like overdo it. A lot of games like either have a huge fight because they can't be together, or they like stop everything to be together or something, and it kind of just forces things in the game that you don't want. And I feel like they did it correctly. It doesn't force you. It doesn't like put you in a bad spot. It doesn't like throw it down your throat. It kind of balances itself in a way. And I think that's good writing skills. It's hard to do, especially for some people, like some developers. They think they understand their character, and it's nice to see that they actually understand it instead of just thinking they understand and they don't actually understand it. And because it's been obvious. It's been obvious throughout the whole story of Horizon that she's not into guys, she's into girls, she's a lesbian. It's very obvious. Varl, for example, he sadly died in the Forbidden West main story, but there was always chemistry there for her. But she was never like, she was very vocal about not being into that, and I like that they didn't force it upon us this on this DLC. I am a little concerned that they gave us a love character in a DLC. I think that's kind of odd. I really thought that it would be one of the main characters in the main story. But with that being said, man, I think they did a fantastic job with the storyline overall. And like I said, I haven't gotten really into any of the side stuff yet. And I'm very excited. I do the new I got the Cauldron coming up. I have to figure out where that is. And that's going to be rough because I fucking suck at the cauldrons. It's basically a bunch of climbing, like, stuff, and then a couple fights. But my thoughts overall are positive. I will say that I feel like the screaming effect that the enemies have this DLC can get fuck itself. A lot of the enemies like to scream, causing your character for Aloy to hold her hands to her ears, and she can't really do anything. Doesn't really get you killed, but it does make it a little more tedious when you're fighting people, which I kind of think is kind of dumb. A little dumb. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it, man. I really can't get over how much I love this game, man. I'm so excited to fucking play this shit more. I can't wait to upload this video and then hop back on the game and keep going. There's something good. There's something personal about this game. I don't know what it is, but it just feels good. And I think I strive to push everyone to go play this game if you can. Even if you're not into open world, so like this open world style gameplay. I wasn't in the first place, like Red Dead was an exception because it was, cowboys and stuff and it was cool, it was different. But normally I don't really fucks with the open world shits. Like Chiche was cool, but I didn't want 100% it because I just didn't like the open worldness. I thought the story was cool, and then once I beat the story, I was kind of like whatever. but if you like really take the time and open your heart to this game, I think you'll be mildly impressed and you might be addicted. The DLC is only $20, guys. I mean, it's really not that expensive for most. Most games either don't have DLCs or make it like $100 or some shit for some stupid ass DLC. I don't think $20 is that bad for it, honestly. And yeah, the story's a little shorter. I was actually hoping it'd be like 10, 15, 20 hours maybe for the story, but it wasn't, unfortunately. Apparently, it's the same time wise as the Frozen Dawn, I think it was Easter DLC, which was for Zero Dawn, or Frozen Wilds or something, I think it was called. So it seems to be a repeating thing, about 5 to 10 hours of gameplay, story wise. But that does not count like all the side quests and all the Easter eggs you can find. So you got about 25 plus hours of content if you delve into like the side quests and the Easter eggs and the different machines, different locations, and different intel and all that stuff. So yeah, man, I think I'm gonna stop the video here somewhere because I'm just rambling at this point. But definitely check out the game, man. It's worth it. Trust me, you won't regret it. Especially if you give it a shot, you will not regret it. I promise that. With that being said, guys, thank you guys for watching this video. I know I haven't uploaded much. I have a lot of content coming. I wanted to get this DLC done before I continue to like play COD. So now that I make the main quest on this, I'll be playing a little more COD. I have some videos planned for that. And yeah, man, I'm so excited that this game is out now, bro. I'm so excited this gives me a reason to continue playing the game once again. With that being said, I love you all. You're one of a kind, you're beautiful, and you're fucking amazing. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.